This is Dr. Mariah White, host of Your Life Matters. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hey, you're listening to Girl Hustle with Lee and Chelsea. We are two girls making our way in sales and entrepreneurship.
We set out to make this podcast after entering our late 20s and realizing we were hitting a wall and felt like our lives and careers were stagnant. After expressing this feeling to countless other women, we realized we weren't alone.
So each week we're bringing you real conversations with real people that are authentic, realistic, and relatable in hopes that you can grow into the best version of yourself. So strap in and let's hustle. Hello everyone, and welcome to another week here at Girl Hustle Podcast. This is Lee. I am solo today for our intro, so I'll make it really short so you don't have to listen to me talk to myself for an extended period of time. Today on the pod, we have an amazing guest. Her name is Melissa Litchfield. Chelsea and I thought that she would be really incredible, especially because we know we have a lot of friends, a lot of listeners who are really interested in digital media, digital content creating. And, you know, if this is something that you really need to work on for your business, Melissa's going to be an awesome person to listen to, an awesome person to follow on social media. Or if this is a business that you personally want to start yourself, I think Melissa is an incredible example of how to successfully do that. So you can follow her at Litchfield Media. On Instagram. That is her business. And I really, really hope that you get something out of this interview today, because we thought she's such a sweet angel. She's so willing to share her knowledge, share her experiences, and we just absolutely love talking to her. So before I introduce the interview that we had, we do have a really exciting announcement on April 13th, y'all. Mark it in your calendars. We are having the first ever Girl Hustle networking event. Whoop, whoop. As I sit here and celebrate by myself. April 13th, it's a Monday night. We're having it at Maddox and Rose Marketplace. And you remember last season we had Jamie and Lee, the owners of Maddox and Rose. They're incredible humans. We're having our networking event at their space. It's going to be awesome. There's going to be wine provided. There's going to be food provided. We're going to have a Q&A panel with some successful women that you can talk to. You can get to know other girls in this area that are, out there hustling, making their way in their field or, creating their own businesses. So make sure to mark your calendars. April 13th. Be there at Maddox and Rose at 6 p.m. I'm pretty sure it's at 6 p.m. I'll check back. We are also making a Facebook event that we are going to send out this week. So hopefully you'll be able to connect with us on that and make it to the event. Otherwise, I think that's it. I think that's all the housekeeping for this week. So please enjoy our interview today with Melissa Litchfield. All right, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Girl Hustle Podcast. Today on the pod, we have a really, really awesome girl that we're really excited who agreed to come on. Today we have Melissa Litchfield. She is the owner of Litchfield Media, and this girl, y'all, is just like, when it comes to digital content creating, like any sort of like marketing online, this girl has it all. She is absolutely the content queen. She's amazing. So thank you so much for coming on today, Melissa.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
Absolutely. So just to get started, I'd mentioned you're the owner of Litchfield Media. Kind of tell people what that's about if they haven't heard about it, and what all kind of services you offer.
Yeah, so Litchfield Media started last May officially on Instagram, believe it or not. I think I opened up the LLC back in March, so we're less than a year old. But basically, I started the business because I was working at a large marketing agency prior to that, and I realized I was, one, underpaid, overworked. Mm-hmm. So those two things were a major just driver. And finally, I just was fed up about not believing in myself enough it came to a point where I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to do it right. I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm going to give it like 110%, right? Because I think the worst thing is like looking back and realizing that when I wasted my time and I didn't give it my all, right? So went all in and opened up this business. And so, yeah, we help small businesses and entrepreneurs rocket launch their revenue and growth with organic traffic and also the paid side. I do believe that they both coincide and they both help one another. So if you don't have that like organic foundation, that following, that community, building that know, like, and trust factor, your ads are really going to suffer in the long run, right? So yeah, that's who we help. Typically, a majority of our clients are online entrepreneurs who have either a digital product or a digital service. But we also work with some local Savannah businesses here, some like brick and mortar businesses. So yeah, that's a little bit about Litchfield Media.
Nice.
I love it.
Definitely. So kind of at a core, I feel like we hear so much about content creation or like organic content. Like, I feel like that word is so just kind of saturated in the realm of like new entrepreneurs and their online presence. What does that mean to you? And kind of like, what is a really good starting point if you're a business and you need to get into like just base level content creating?
Yeah, so I teach this on my Instagram, if you follow me. Yeah, basically there's 4 different content types or content blocks is kind of what I call them. So one is the educational content, right? So that's where you're providing value, you're teaching, you're following. It could be any topic really, but basically it's going to go back to like what you're an expert in, right? We have the educational content, and the next block is the motivational. That's going to inspire, that's going to motivate others to do something, right? It's going to all come back to like, or it's all going to tie back to your business. And then we have the vulnerable posts or the vulnerable type of content. So that really just shows that 1, you're human, and 2, you have feelings too.
Right.
So as women, we typically buy from a place of emotion. So it's really key to connect with your followers on not only the educational types of content, but also the emotional and like vulnerable types of content. Okay, and there's one more. So that's the promotional content. So selling, like we do have to sell something, right? Where most of us are typically on Instagram for business and because we want to sell something. So that's really key to remember that you are supposed to be selling something. At the end of the day, you do want people to take action. You want to have some sort of like call to action in your content and your posts, because you either want them, 1, to join your email list, right? You're going to have to get them off of the profile. So either that's like in the DMs, you close the sale in the DMs, or you get them to click the link in your bio, leave Instagram, opt into your email list, or buy a specific product. So those are the 4 different types of content.
Nice.
It's a good starting point for like beginners. Like, okay.
No, I was about to say that's very base level. So
Which
that was
I
perfect.
love.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I noticed on your website, one of the things that you offer for services is funnel support. And I think that's also a word that's like very foreign to a lot of people. Like no one really knows what like a funnel is or like what to do with it. Or so kind of explain like how you help businesses with funnel support and kind of what is that?
Yeah, so a funnel, a marketing funnel or a sales funnel, there's a few different ways to word it or a few different names for it. But basically, I think of it as the customer journey, right? So in marketing terms, we have the top of funnel, which if you're thinking of like, imagine a cone shape. So the top of the cone or top of the funnel is your cold traffic. Cold leads are coming in, they're opting in to something that you're offering them for free in exchange for their name or their email. And then as they get trickled down through the funnel, they're getting warmed up and nurtured by you with several ways. And most likely that's probably an email sequence, right? So they're getting nurtured, they're getting warmed. So they go from that awareness stage, top of funnel, to that consideration. They're wondering if they should buy from you or not, right? So they're going to make a decision. This is the decision phase in the funnel, or other words, a customer journey. And then as they get trickled down to the very bottom, that's where they're going to either purchase it or not. So by the time they get to the bottom of the funnel, they're either buying or they're not. So it basically, a funnel is going to filter out the people that buy.
Nice. That's such a good visual.
I know. I love that so much.
I love that so much. That's amazing.
Your description is great. Your website is gorgeous. And it's so easy to navigate, which is kind of what I want you to talk about a little bit, the importance of keeping it simple. Like, I like how you're like, I have 4 steps that I made this, like, strategy for. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. And then here's my proof. And so I think there's a talent in keeping it simple.
And clean.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of talk about that and how important that is.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, shout out to my designer, Mackenzie.
Yes, Mackenzie girl.
Helps all of my clients with their ads and any images that I need from a business standpoint. But yeah, so the main thing for the website was basically to keep it simple and explain more so what I do and how I can help my clients, either, whatever main goal they have at the end of the day. Like, most of us want to make more sales, right? We want to get more traffic to our website.
Heck yes.
And in order to convey that, I just wanted to keep it simple, like straight to the point. I think it's really important to have social proof on your website. That means testimonials. Getting your clients on video is key, and I know it's really hard, so maybe do that. But I try to, after each project is ending or over, I try to get all of my clients, I ask them for a testimonial. I ask for a video first. If they don't feel comfortable on video, I just ask for a text type of, testimony from that way I can put on my website and also on my Instagram, because I think that's key. So, like, a little tip is you can put a little highlight of, like, client love or, case studies, and basically just shows all that social proof. It shows that you can get people results, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to just make it more of an easier, like, sell on your end if people are considering to work with you.
Nice. Now, one of the things that you talk about, which I thought was beautiful, and in your Content Master Academy, you mentioned spending hours online engaging with people, and how that can be kind of like not a waste of time, I don't want to say, but like spending your time doing something that's not going to benefit you as much as you think it will.
Or like the follow, unfollow.
Yeah, so like following people, unfollowing people, trying to get them to follow you. How can you, like, kind of organically grow, or how do you teach people, like, how to organically grow without spending, like, hours and hours online?
Yeah. So that's a big pain point, right? For people on Instagram wanting to grow a following or wanting to grow an audience and obviously convert followers into buyers. What I found that worked best for me was my content was growing my following without spending hours on the platform, without using or utilizing various, like, different hashtag groups, because I know a lot of gurus preach that, right? A lot of gurus are teaching, like, hours engaging and following and unfollowing all these people, or following all of your ideal clients. And then they're also teaching the, like, whole hashtag, like, strategy, which I think hashtags are great. I do think they're very powerful, but I literally only use one group of hashtags on every post. I don't change it up. So for me, what's really simple and what honestly works is the content, right? Mm-hmm. Some new followers, like, because I kind of went viral this week. Boss Babe shared one of my quotes.
Oh my
gosh, huge!
That's amazing.
Yeah. Congrats.
Heck
yeah, you follow Boss Babe Inc., right?
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, everyone does.
I used to do their ads, but
okay.
I used to do their ads at my last job, but I did meet Natalie, ironically, a couple weeks ago, but I know she doesn't do the social media. So whoever the social media person is, thank you for sharing. But there's a method, and it was very strategic on my part, right? Mm-hmm. I write my quotes in a specific way to really make them stick, especially the motivational posts. That's what really goes viral for me. Mm-hmm. And just educating, so like that educational content piece that I talked about, people will come to my profile and they actually learn stuff, right? They actually learn stuff from the content that I'm putting out there. So for me, I saw a huge growth just organically with my content. and being strategic with it. And I was like, okay, I need to package this into a program because I feel like a lot of people are doing all of the, stuff that's being preached out there by other Instagram gurus. And it honestly comes down to your content. You don't have to spend hours on the platform engaging. While I do think that's very important, maybe just spend 20 minutes a day, right? You don't have to spend hours. But if you have content that truly resonates with your ideal client, it's like a no-brainer, for them to follow you. So
yeah, I love that. And it also puts so much value into what you're creating, because if you're actually creating something that A, like means something to you, and like B, like provides actual value to other people and they're getting something out of it, like that's the sweet spot. And you don't really have to spend so much time following and unfollowing people.
Yeah. Well, one thing I also really, really like is a lot of your posts are so educational that I want to actually look at them and read them all and save a lot of them, like fangirling, I guess you could say. But it just is like, it's good because a lot of times you see it like, oh, that's a pretty picture, or oh, that's a great quote. But yours, it's like, oh, like I can actually learn something from this.
Yeah.
Which I think is really awesome.
Yeah. I love that. What no, go ahead.
No. Oh, sorry. I was just going to make a quick note. Instagram is definitely changing, and I'm here for it. So what what I've noticed the trend has been in the past year is that everything has been so text heavy in the images and in the visuals of Instagram, and that's truly what gets the most saves and shares these days. So like if you take note on that trend and you apply that to like the content that you're developing, you'll see. And I mean, if whoever's listening, please like tag me in your insights to see like if you're getting like engagement just from changing up your visuals. But honestly, that's what's going to stop the scroll, right? And once you get them to stop the scroll with the visual, with the hook, and then they start reading your actual like the content on your visual and then your posts, like it's all just like a no-brainer for them, right? Of course, I want to follow. I'm learning so much and getting so much value from your content. I definitely want to follow this person,
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of things that we talk about on Girl Hustle is kind of like the mentality and like what kind of keeps you going. So I feel like, especially with you, like working with so many different businesses, like I feel like I would get overwhelmed just because, I mean, I'm working with like my own business and like that's enough. So what kind of makes you tick? Like what do you have like a meditation thing that you do every morning? Is this just so fun for you that you don't even think about it as a job? Like what kind of keeps you going every day?
Yeah. Oh, and I mean, mindset is so key, right? I think we're all going to struggle with like those limiting beliefs, the imposter syndrome, the self-doubt, the comparison. It's all there. If you don't feel any of those, like, are you even human, right? So like being a business owner and being an entrepreneur, like you are going to experience those things, and the way that you react to those like feelings or that inner critic that's telling you, no, you can't do it, or you're not an expert enough. For me, I really truly feel that like meditation is key. Some people like journaling. If you want to try one of my coach from like a mastermind that I was in, Jen MD is her handle, but she has an awesome meditation visualization. It's audio based and you can opt in and get it for free from her, but like she has amazing meditations. Just listen to those, and if there's anything that's like coming up feelings wise, like definitely write them down and journal on that. But for me, it's really just like realizing that inner critic, those thoughts, those feelings, just separating myself from that and being like, okay, the $1 million owner of Litchfield Media, what would she say to me right now, right?
I love that so much.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, it's definitely a tip that I teach my students in the Content Master Academy is like, you need to separate yourself from that person. I like to call her Debbie because she's a Debbie Downer. She's not Melissa at all. She's not Melissa. So definitely separate yourself from that person and really think like, truly, would $1 million earner of yourself, of your company, what would they be telling you right now to get you through that hard point? Or, and it's also looking at like the proof. Like, do you really truly believe that you're not good enough? Or is it just that inner critic, right? Look at your testimonials. Like literally I will go to my website. I'll play the videos and I'll like listen to all the videos. It's just like a reassuring thought for yourself, especially because it's so very lonely, right? In entrepreneurship. So we need to sometimes just put our inner critic at bay and prove to her that she's dead wrong. And this is why, right? This is all the proof as to why that's not true.
I love that.
I love that so much. That like $1 million business owner. What is she gonna do?
Yeah, separating it from yourself.
Heck
That's
yes.
Amazing. So right now so Litchfield Media, is it just you, or do you have employees as well that you?
Yeah, so I have like contractors, but they're not quite full time yet. But
Totally.
like I have an assistant, and then my graphic designer. I pretty much hire her like on a weekly basis from now on, but it's like small projects. And then you have like a funnel guy that sometimes helps me with like custom CSS code, because like that is definitely not my zone of genius. I'm all about delegating and outsourcing the stuff that would honestly take up too much of my time. It doesn't make sense for me to learn a brand new skill. I try to do that myself.
Yeah.
So we're not quite to that point where I have like full-time employees, but definitely I have like contractors on my team.
Nice. How do you make the decision from, because I think a real big topic, especially when starting your own business, making the decision from going to doing everything yourself to like outsourcing and delegating things out and kind of like letting go of control. So
That's
kind
scary.
of, it is so scary. So kind of walk us through, I guess, like, I don't know, did you have a timeline where you were like, I did this for a month and then all of a sudden I was like, I got to delegate this. Kind of what brought you to the level of being like, I can't do everything myself?
It definitely goes back to mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every person's different, and some people truly, honestly, like are control freaks. That's probably I'm not that kind of person, but I give some advice to others who truly feel like that no one else can do it better than them, right? Give them a 30-day trial period, right? It's not gonna hurt. Try them out for 30 days. But honestly, if you're doing those like rabbit tasks, like admin tasks, and you're hating your life, is it truly worth it to keep doing those? That honestly, they're not moving the needle on your business, right? They just have to get done. Mm-hmm. But I would more so focus on money-making activities, like the money-producing ones, rather than the admin tasks that honestly someone else can do it.
Heck
On their own time, it's going to take up and eat up my time as the CEO, business. So it's kind of like the mindset of going from like just a freelancer or a solopreneur into like you have to step into that CEO mindset, or else your business is not going to grow and scale. You want to keep doing all the tasks yourself, you can, but you're not going to see growth.
Heck yeah.
Ooh, yeah. That's like what I'm at the level of right now in my business. So that's such a good reminder, because it is all about mindset, and it really is all about that CEO mindset, because you get so hung up on like little tasks. It's like, I have to get this done. And it's like, no, you need to focus on growing, and that's what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's like 2 hours a week. I mean, I think everyone can afford that, but I think people kind of get scared about the fact that like, oh, I have to hire someone and I have to give them all this work to do. That's not necessarily true. There's a lot of VAs out there that have more than one client. If she has a couple, hours for you a week, like imagine how much like weight off your shoulders that would take, right? If someone's like helping you write out emails or setting them up, like just doing that stuff on the back end takes up so much of my time. I'd rather have my VA, right?
Yeah. I love that. Now, a part of our podcast, obviously it's not just business, it's also sales is a really big part of what we talk about. So how do you kind of navigate, I guess, like selling online? Because a lot of sales now is like in person, like setting up meetings, like talking to people face to face. So what do you think some of the best tactics are for online sales, and what makes someone successful in like their online, like social media business and sales?
Oh yeah, it's definitely the market research. If you're not doing the market research, you won't be able to communicate your offer with the right messaging to your ideal client. So if you don't do that market research, you're going to probably assume what they want, and you won't be able to tap into like exactly what they're thinking, right? If you do market research, you basically say interview your past clients or do some polls on Instagram, like take note of exactly what they're saying, take note of like their pain points and how they word it. That way you can come up with a solution, or you can frame your offer as solving their problem. That's all really like sales is, right? We're solving people's problems because we know how to solve it with the offer that we have, or the service or the product that we have. Even, this goes back to like having a physical product. You're solving people's problem with your actual physical product that you have for sale.
Yeah. I
And who would want their problem solved by buying your product or your offer, right?
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. So at the end of every interview that we have, we kind of have like a yoga session is what we call it. So do you do yoga? Are you a yoga person?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't, because I like moving. Like,
no worries.
Heck yes.
Heck yes.
I feel that.
Amazing. So pretty much at the end of yoga classes, sometimes the teacher's like, do whatever pose you want for like 2 minutes. So we want to give you a little platform. So you can literally talk for the next couple minutes about anything. If we didn't cover something that you're really passionate about, if you want to plug your business, if you want to talk about a movie that you watched the other day that you really loved, pretty much anything you would like to cover in the last couple minutes. We would sell yourself or whatever you would like. So this is your platform. This is your yoga session now.
Yeah. Okay. So hopefully I did an already good job of selling myself.
You did great. No, for real, you did.
I'm just very passionate about helping other female entrepreneurs like live out their dreams by having that like passive income, like reoccurring, whether it be ads or organic traffic. It's all about the lifestyle, right? We all have that urge or like yearning for like the freedom of time and freedom of finances. So I can truly relate to both of those because I too want that as well, right? But the beauty of having a sales funnel and having something systematic and automatic like that is literally the automation. So if you take the time or work with someone to build your funnel and have that automation like already set up for you, so that way you are passively getting leads into your funnel, they're getting nurtured, and then they're buying from you, right? Passive income is like a bonus on top of all the other things that you're offering. So don't feel like it only has to be one offer. I can only offer one-on-one services. That's not true. What do they say? You need like 7 different streams of like revenue coming in. Just think of this as another, form of revenue coming into like your bank account, right? So don't be afraid. I know a lot of like nutritionists or fitness trainers, they feel like, oh, I can only do one-on-one services. Like there's no way I can package it into like a passive like offer, and that's so not true. There's so many people doing it online. So
nice.
I love
amazing.
that.
That's awesome.
I feel like that's all I've said this whole episode is I love that.
I love that. That's Chelsea's catchphrase for today.
Know. I'm here for that, and I love that.
I love that.
That's all I was here for.
So tell the people where they can find you, what your website is, where they can follow you on social, all the good things.
Okay, yes. So Litchfield Media is my Instagram handle. Litchfieldmedia.org is the website. I'm not really on Facebook as much, but I do have an awesome banging Facebook group if you want to join. It's called the CEO Connection Collective with Melissa Litchfield. It's a free group. I think it's public, so it's searchable. I give all the trainings in there. For the next month, we're going to be talking all about sales funnels. So if you were intrigued and you liked what you heard, definitely join the Facebook group, and there'll be like free trainings going on for the next month. And I love Instagram, so that's also another passion of mine. If you follow me over there, that's mostly where I hang out. So
cool,
for sure.
All right, amazing, awesome. Well, Melissa, thank you so much for your time today. I know it is valuable. You're an amazing human. Thanks for coming on. Everyone, make sure to follow her on social. Join her Facebook group. Check her out. She is legit and like can really, really actually like help your business grow. And we absolutely love what you do, and we are like little fangirls over here. So thank you so much for coming on today.
Awesome. No problem.